When we're talking about Batman's proteges, or all major characters who have come about thanks to Batman's influence, Nightwing is without a doubt the best Batfamily member. That's not even just my opinion, it's just straight up facts. The literal golden child of the Batfamily. If Bruce had a stated favorite child in continuity, it would 1000% be Dick Grayson, no doubt about it. The perfect embodiment of Batman's greatest success, and what heroes should strive to be in conquering their trauma and inspiring others to do good, along with becoming more of a beacon of hope in the field.
Robin needed to help bring the men who murdered his family to justice.
So he could turn out like you?
So that he wouldn't.
There might be some pushback on the sentiment of Dick Grayson being the best character out of the Bat Kids. Well, what about Jason Todd as Red Hood? What about Jason? What, you think Red Hood can be compared to the GOAT Grayson? You mean the same bozo who can't decide when to have beef or not with Batman and the rest of the family? But get that bum out of the conversation. Ain't nobody got nothing on my boy Nightwing. I'm joking. I actually rock with Jason. I think he got some sauce.
I'm joking.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'm joking.
We mess with Red Hood in this household, alright? He cool, alright? That's my twin, we locked in. Nightwing is such an integral part in any major adaptation of the larger Bat family, regardless of its size, whether it includes lesser known characters or only a handful. If you're adapting the family in any medium and I don't see some dick on my screen, I'm turning the whole thing off.
What did he say?
I mean, there's only one way to properly respond to the people who have no class that claim, no, Nightwing is overrated, Dick Grayson did all that, and it's not even that relevant.
All right, put him up. Seriously? Yeah, come on.
Big booty Dick Grayson literally paved the way for sidekicks and legacy characters in comics.
I was like, damn nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass, the sun is still out, my nigga, and it was just...
Batman and Robin are probably the most iconic duo in the history of fictional characters. His time in training under Batman and growing into his own hero as an adult allowed him to accomplish what Bruce always struggled to deal with since he was 8 years old, and that is to actually heal and move on from the death of his parents, from Haley's circus in a healthy manner. Dick's transformation into the Robin mantle showcased a side of Bruce that started to emerge, with him becoming more of a father-like figure to Dick and learning to open up a bit. Also, I'm sick and tired of the Batman as a bad father allegations. This is what bad writing and like a Batfamily adaptations does to a mofo.
Hello, Dick. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry about your loss.
I heard you paid for all this.
How are you holding up?
I'll be okay. At least, that's what everyone's been telling me. It's just not fair.
His parents were all the family that boy had.
That's why I've decided to take him in as a foster son, if he'll have me.
I need to talk to Aqualad. The rest of you, hit the showers and head home. Just Aqualad.
Just Aqualad. What's this?
Training, hand-eye coordination.
One-on-one?
If you think you can handle it.
Batman has acknowledged on numerous occasions how important of a role Dick has played in his life and what kind of person Bruce might have turned into without him. And a big reason why he'd want Dick to become an important leader for the current generation of heroes is how he's able to see the best in people and has less tendencies to be cold and distant towards those offering to help, something Batman struggles with from time to time. Some of the best attributes surrounding his character, whether as Robin or Nightwing, include Dick's strong sense of leadership dating back all the way to his years as Robin when he led the Teen Titans. His willingness to open up to others allowed him to manifest strong bonds and connections with a plethora of DC characters in the wider universe. I like what they did with Dick's character in Young Justice, where he was so eager to lead the Young Justice team, hyper-focused on wanting to prove himself to Batman as a competent leader, but after some time during a mission where he's put in charge, he realizes he's not yet suited for the leadership and acknowledges the idea of Aqualad being a better pick.
How could my first mission as leader go so wrong?
You do have the most experience. Fighting alongside Batman, your roles are defined. You two do not need to talk.
Oh, so I'm supposed to hold everyone's hands? Who am I kidding? You should lead as Calder.
I accept the burden until you are ready to lift it from my shoulders. I am not fit for command.
Who do you recommend to take your place?
Artemis is too raw and untrusting. Kid Flash too rash and impulsive.
Making Robin the logical choice.
But he is so young. I cannot shift this burden to him. Not yet.
This would be even further corroborated in recent comics, where Nightwing helped in managing a Justice League-like team after the supposed deaths of the core Justice League members, but because this is comics, they weren't actually dead. After the events of Dark Crisis, the Justice League sort of decided to disband temporarily, followed by Wonder Woman and Superman asking Nightwing himself to lead the next main super team to defend Earth, which would be him leading the Titans. The Trinity pretty much are in agreement that Nightwing would be the best to lead Earth's new main group of heroes, as seen in his efforts to help protect it in the events of Dark Crisis. Nightwing and the rest of the Titans make the city of Bloodhaven their home and establish Titan's Tower in the heart of the city. After Alfred was killed in the city of Bane arc in Tom King's run on Batman, Nightwing essentially becomes a billionaire for a brief period, as Alfred's will included all of his inheritance be given to Dick, as apparently Alfred had bred this whole time. This was due to how Alfred was deemed Bruce's legal guardian, where he was given a large amount of Wayne industry stock. I mean, what does it say when Alfred Pennyworth believes Dick is the best person capable of handling such a fortune, noting his strong sense of compassion, optimism, and heart? He ends up doing a lot of good for the people of Bloodhaven with that money. Not even a few issues later, he uses his newfound fortune to build more of a safety net for Bloodhaven. He starts up some self-sustaining philanthropic foundations to help in problems of homelessness seen in the city, working on public and affordable housing, public transport, prisoner rehabilitation, healthcare. He named the program the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation, which is only fitting all things considered. Dick becomes more of a public figure both in his personas as a leader of DC and as Dick Grayson with his more philanthropist efforts. I really liked Nightwing's connection to Superman and how much he played a role in Dick becoming his own hero as Nightwing. I mean, even Superman agrees Dick is the best of the bunch. Superman really values Dick's sense of morality and how much of a valuable role model he's grown into over the years. Recognizing Nightwing's influence, he personally asks him to be a role model for his son Jonathan Kent, as he's learning to be a hero when Superman was going away for a little bit. Post-Crisis continuity had Dick get the idea to become Nightwing with a short interaction he had with Superman. After Dick gets fired as Robin, he goes to Metropolis to have a chat with Clark, and Clark tells him about the story of a hero of Krypton centuries before Clark was born, who used his talents to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. He was also considered one of the legends of Krypton, and his hero name was Nightwing, so that's when Dick decided to don that mantle and become his own hero. Nightwing is definitely one of the top best fighters in the DC universe. I think he often gets overlooked with his actual combat ability from a lot of people. You ask me, he dog walks Red Hood in an actual fight. But Jason has guns, he can just shoot him at point blank range.
Okay.
As if the Batfamily haven't proven they can dodge bullets in nearly every altercation they find themselves in. Out of the four Robins, Dick has the most experience, best combat ability, and stamina. More often than not, when Jason is up against Bruce in a physical altercation, he really stands no chance. Nightwing can go toe-to-toe with Bruce. Jason, not so much. He admits and knows for a fact that he'd lose in an all-out fight against Batman if such a situation ever arose. Also, Dick has had far more concrete, tangible wins over Jason in their actual fights than vice versa. A lot of people would bring up when Nightwing and Batman had a fight in the Batcave, as Batman was essentially testing Dick, going blow for blow with neither party holding back, and Dick ends up landing the final blow, ending the fight. The writer for Nightwing issue 30 in the New 52, Tom King, stated how he wrote it so that Dick won fair and square, as he thinks Dick can beat Batman in a fight. I think there are better issues or fights to use if you want to argue that Nightwing is just as, if not more of a capable fighter than Batman, considering the fact that Tom King is the same guy who thinks Tim Drake is a less of a capable fighter than Stephanie Brown and Duke Thomas. Seriously, have you seen this guy's top 10 list for the best fighters in the Batfamily? Absolute disgrace.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
With how skilled Nightwing has proven to be, imagine my frustration with what they did to him in the Arkhamverse and in the DCAMU. Arkham Nightwing had a cool side mission in the Season of Infamy DLC where him and Batman teamed up to take down Killer Croc, but ain't no way this dude is struggling in a fight against freaking Harley Quinn or wind up getting caught lacking by the Penguin not once, but twice.
End of the line, Quinn.
Bad night!
Nightwing.
Eric! Bad night!
Need some help?
Good news. I found Penguin. He's right where we want him.
Cocky little bastard. You've been taking from me all night, Batman. It's time I did a little taking of my own.
Bats, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Well, ain't this cozy? You need to keep an eye on this one, Batman. He's a bit too careless for my liking. Come any closer, and you get to see the contents of his head.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no motherfucking way, boy.
Nearly every appearance of Nightwing in the DCAMU films has him with a broken bone or finessed in some capacity. I like when he took over the Batman mantle for a little bit in Batman Bad Blood, but around the third act he just gets bullied by a mind-controlled Batman. For whatever reason, they deemed it necessary for him to be killed by a parademon doomsday creature only to be resurrected by the Lazarus Pit since Damian wanted to save him, which doesn't work as intended as he ends up insane. What purpose does this serve to the actual plot? None. None whatsoever. The writers just hate his guts. But in all fairness, the entirety of the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War film is just filled to the brim with shock value. Nearly everyone in that movie gets finessed in some way. Dick taking up the mantle of Batman after Bruce Wayne's supposed death is one of the best cases in demonstrating how capable of a hero he really is. It was assumed that Bruce Wayne was dead after getting shot by Darkseid's Omega Beam in Final Crisis, but in actuality he was just sent across time. In his absence, there was the question on who in the Batfamily would take up the mantle of Batman. Despite the fact that Dick didn't want to become Batman and strives not to be like him, he really was the only logical choice. I mean, Jason Todd at the time was a complete psycho, to where Dick had to put him in his place during their fight in the Battle for the Cowl storyline. Damian Wayne served as his Robin when he decided to officially don the mantle of Batman, and you get to see the relationship between Dick and Damian grow over time. Dick has a really strong older brother type of relationship with Damian noting Dick as his favorite partner when they were the dynamic duo together. Their bond kinda has an interesting twist on the Batman and Robin dynamic, with Dick being a lighter Batman and Damian being the more serious Robin. This man Nightwing is just built different. One of the best hand-to-hand combatants in DC, anointed as having one of the finest pieces of bunda seen in fiction. No diddy. He certainly picked up the right skill sets from his time under Bruce. Competent leader, a ladies man. I mean, this dude bagged both Starfire and Barbara Gordon. What more needs to be said?
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
It's one of those rare cases where you see a mainstream comic character actually grow and evolve over time, because you know how much these comic writers and publishers love to reset the status quo by not allowing some of their heavy hitters to change or grow in any way. Peter Parker is probably one of the most notable victims in all of this. Bro actually cannot catch a break. Dick's presence literally sparked the existence of the Batfamily, leading Batman to become more fond of the idea of taking in young heroes to help him with his mission to protect Gotham. Nightwing is long overdue for a solo movie. I remember they had a Nightwing movie in the works directed by Chris McKay, but because we're talking about the DCEU and Warner Brothers, the project went nowhere because we can't have nice things. Nightwing more than deserves his time in the spotlight. He absolutely deserves all the glaze imaginable.